You see the airplane? It's doing crop spraying, going up and down and up and down and up and down. The other day I was walking in Nachlamud. It's around 6, maybe 6:15 already. See the airplane behind me? I can't see in this little screen what you guys can see, but yeah. I was walking the other day in Nachlamud, and I saw a whole bunch of bees that were on there's a whole bunch of bees anyway out now with the flowering, but bees that were on the floor, like kind of like crawling along, and you could tell that there's something like wrong with them. And I was thinking about all of the crop spraying that's going on all around, and that I'm sure that it has something to do with the bees dying. Sometimes it feels to me like I'm so that how could it be that humanity doesn't that's still going on? It seems so barbaric, that all the crop spraying, and it seems like we know so much better already. We know so much better than that. Who wants to eat food that's been sprayed with a whole bunch of poison, or even eat food from trees that grew and sprouted out of the poisoned ground, and knowing that a whole bunch of little beings are just massacred so that my fruit will be shiny? It seems like there's better ways than that. There's plants that you can plant that actually repel mosquitoes and bugs. It seems like they would find some kind of system with agriculture where they could combine what's planted to naturally do that somehow. It seems like we're just so far disconnected from our food anymore. So today's a good day. I'm sitting here, my queen's chair that I found, having my cup of coffee. So I decided I'm going down to 1 cup of coffee a day. Maybe I'll have another cup of coffee, maybe. But it's morning coffee. I decided to quit coffee after that. Yeah, I've noticed that it's just become a habit. I just drink coffee to drink coffee. It's like the thing to do. Oh, you go over to a friend, you have coffee. You get to work, you have coffee. You leave the house, you take coffee. So I'm done with the coffee. I looked it up yesterday. It's not good. I started making more tea with yesterday I had leaf tea. Might as well if I'm already getting things out that don't need to be in my life, then I might as well. And it seems like this hole, this like gaping wounded hole that I have all the time that I'm walking around with in my chest. I mean, I'm already going through it all, so I might as well throw in, it's like a big pit. Might as well throw in all the other things that I want to, what's coffee? What's giving up coffee when you're going through your soul? Okay, coffee. Okay, all the other things. I'm happy that I quit smoking. I feel like I went through, like on Saturday, I smoked up a whole bunch. Today's Thursday. Today I'm working from home. My son is also going to be home with me today, so we'll see how that goes. And because they had a school trip yesterday and his teacher, that today they don't have school. So, so today I'm working from home and I still haven't decided exactly where I'm going to be putting myself. First thing is, I'm going to get back. My younger son has a bar mitzvah in Tiberias that he needs to go to, so I need to take him into Tiberias. So that's a good morning start. Get up and start the day running, with errands and things like that. So it's not just, oh no, what do I do now? And yesterday was the first day that I started feeling a little bit like like I'm settling into some kind of normacy, normal, being normal a little bit. Um, Tomorrow, my aunt and uncle and a couple of their friends that came from, I think they live in Washington. Maybe one of my cousins lives in Alaska. Maybe we'll see. I don't know exactly which cousins are coming, but because we didn't grow up together. So when if I met them once or twice in my life, and so it's going to be really exciting. My uncle I met a few more times than that because when I was in the States, I lived in the Chicago area, but I went to Oregon to visit my family a few times, and I saw them. They came down from Washington, so we got to meet up, and so I'm pretty excited about that. We're going to go to the Rob Roy on the Twin Flame journey. I can tell by the energy of everything, by the way that everything is flowing, that this separation is is something that I'm going to have to kind of settle into because I can feel it's for a little bit of a long run. It's going to be a separation, a real separation, and I can feel him already fading, like taking my attention away from him, bringing it back into my life. I don't know what he's doing. He's off doing his own thing. One of the last meetings that we had with him, he was telling me it. He always sends me messages like through energy, like energetic messages, and a lot of times I get the vibe of it only a couple days after, and I realize how it sets in, how it fits into the whole storyline. And sometimes he'll send me the energetic message before the deed, like he'll send me messages about the separation before the separation. So there were certain things that he said to me. And then there's other things that he says that are just like he has this sense of humor on him that's like really like funky. What I really would like is to be able to bring my focus back into my life and have him like I know that I'm not going to be able to get him completely out because he's part of my life. I can already tell that he's always going to be there. But to somehow like have this back burner going on that I don't pay much attention to because it's just back there and nothing's going on with it. So I want to have like him on the back burner somewhere and put myself and my ambitions. First of all, find my ambitions. Maybe I should take them off the back burner and bring them onto the front burner. Find ambitions that I'm interested in doing, and I'm starting to feel like I'm coming over this hump in my life where it's like taking out the fear of things somehow. I'm trying to find the best words for it, how to explain it. It's like where everything just becomes flat and not this emotional or roller coaster all over the place. Like if I want to do something, then there's no emotion involved in. There's no like, oh no, how do I do that? Can I do it? It's just like, oh, I want to do that. Okay, let's do that. Let's put where I take the fear, and especially the fear of putting myself out there. Just really just put myself out there. And I do these videos and I cry on them. And so like here's one place in my life where I'm really able to just put myself out there, and I talk about everything. And I think because it's so intimate, I feel like like nobody sees this or something, but it's still a way of putting myself out there, because these videos I wouldn't put on my Facebook. And I'm thinking like, what's the difference? Anybody from my Facebook can go in and see these videos. So what's the difference? And I don't know exactly. It kind of feels like separate. And I know that part of everything is bringing everything into one, to where I stand completely behind myself on everything that I do, open and wide. So there's this shamanic ceremony coming up. And I asked the shaman if I could be a helper, because it's expensive. And right now I really, really, really want to go. And I want to find a way to pay for it. So by being a helper and bringing more people in to come, and it's not only offering people to come and do it with me, but it's also, that I get to go and do it without paying. It's part of it. And also the experience of helping to organize a circle, and organize a circle that is not on me. It's like somebody else is doing it, so it kind of gives me the place of it's easier for me to sell somebody else than to sell myself. So I want to do a post on Facebook about that today, and I'm trying to decide how to do it, because it's a shamanic ceremony. It's kind of iffy. So I need to figure out how I'm going to word it, and then how people are going to be able to contact me about it to find out what exactly it's about. I'm excited about that. I'm really excited. And so I was thinking maybe I put up a picture of the place itself. I need to find a good picture, maybe a video that I did this week, but the videos that I did this week aren't very good of the place, but I have other pictures of the place. But it would be like a search. I would really have to search. I'm thinking about maybe today I'll take my efforts. I'm thinking maybe I will start. I wrote about my alcoholism yesterday. I was talking about my alcoholism and about overcoming addiction. And I have this booklet that I wrote on alcoholism. It's also my story, but also what goes on in the mind of an alcoholic. There's these different mind loops that alcoholics get into, and I'm thinking on using AI, somehow finding the right prompts to be able to edit the text. And I want to go over the text because I wrote it probably around 7 years ago, and I think that it might be written a little bit like there's like rock rabbits back there behind me on the rocks. You can see them, and Rexy's over there trying to run them off. I don't know how well you can see them. But these rock rabbits here on these rocks already know us, and they just sit there. It's almost like they're taunting. So I was thinking maybe I would edit that text and put up maybe design a cover for the book, make it like into a booklet or a pamphlet, and put it onto Amazon, and then make a video about it, kind of give out that information. Um, that information is doing no use to me just sitting on my sitting in my computer or in Google Docs or whatever. It's of no use. So So really make use of it, because I think that there's really valuable information in there for, it's just kind of like this twin flame journey, sharing all of the journey. It can be valuable for whoever else is going through it, to see the process and see that they're not alone, and to, I know that whoever else is on this journey that sees the pain knows exactly what I'm talking about. Uh, so that's it about that, and then I'm gonna do a video about it, and really in the video probably just give the information, or most of the information, and put a link to the pamphlet for whoever wants it or needs it, and put it up for, I don't know. I feel like there needs to be a transaction of value for value with the booklet, but the video can be, just something that is for whoever needs it. And maybe I should, editing the text and rereading everything that I wrote will be helpful for me to remember the process and everything, because I don't think that today, being so far away from my alcoholism, it's been 10 years, you're never away from it. It's always in you, just like the twin flame thing. It's always in you. It's always, it's not something that I live with daily and that comes up with me daily, but addictions are connected to that. I know that I can overcome addictions because I know that I have that. And also I know that the depth that addictions go into you. But once you start learning how to control, you take control over your being, over your ego. Once you are in this higher seat and you are treating yourself as your own avatar, it becomes much more simple. And also, I think that the more experience you have with it, the simpler it becomes. Like, knowing that I can quit smoking marijuana, just deciding and quitting, it gives me strength. I know that I have a hold over that. I know that those things don't hold me in place. I need to start getting back. My son needs to go to school. So I wanted to say about the twin flame thingy majig. So with the twin flame thingy majig, he was telling me a story about the Black Mirror. There's this on Netflix. There's a series called Black Mirror. It's really good. I've seen they're all, each and every one of them. It's about an hour, maybe a little bit longer. They're different times, and that's what I like about Netflix, is that you can you make something and you just make it as long as it needs to be, as long as it needs to be. There's no like time restrictions like on TV. It's a half an hour slot. Take into consideration 10 minutes of commercials, and then you have 20 minutes. But on Netflix, like, however, like, you see these series, and some of them are like an hour and a half, and some of them are like 50 minutes, and it just depends on which one. And so he was telling me about this one episode that he saw, and I saw the episode a couple of years ago, so I knew what he was talking about. It was about these people that went into this warehouse, and they opened up this box that had like this mechanical dog in there that was like a tracker dog. That was like kind of like Terminator. It doesn't stop coming. It shoots like these trackers, and they get into you, and then they can track you, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And so there was this woman, and she was with two guys, and the two guys got killed right away. And then she was running and running and running, and managed to get away from it, and all the story, and she got up this tree and whatever. And then in the end, it finally found her again, and she managed somehow to kill it. But it had like this default mechanism that if it gets killed, it explodes and it shoots all these trackers. And then she got like covered in trackers, and and like there was no way out. And then you see like all these other little mechanical dogs coming together. And that's kind of like I felt, that's kind of like I feel, and kind of like I felt on this last meeting with my twin. He's like Mr. Funky Dude. The last hour, it was all a pitch. It was all just shooting those freaking shooting like it's like he has all these arrows that he shoots out. Anything that he knows, any raw spots, any spots that he sees that are like that I'm holding in them. It's like it's like on the twin flame journey, it's like a complete need to let go of any kind of try to hold on to somebody. So anything that he knows that will move me are places that I don't need to be moved anymore. So that I need to like, jealousies and things like that. So it was like he was jabbing at every single one of my raw spots, like bringing up every single thing that would make me feel jealousy or feel inadequate or any and not inadequate, not not in that way, but in a way of like holding on to him, like um, anything that is trying to hold. So he was like shooting out arrows, and then like, okay, goodbye, you're on your own. And it was kind of like a bon voyage. I felt like, okay, get off my back, kind of thing. Go do your own thing. And it's kind of, and he actually even told me, take your energy back to yourself, take your focus of your life back to yourself, go get your life going, go do something. And he also, he's also doing all these cool things now, putting out these videos. Oh yeah, that too, I'll talk about that. And so it's kind of like hurty hurty hurt, and then like a kick out the door, go do your own thing, which I can see is for my better, higher good, which he also said, blah, blah, yada, 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 yada. Sometimes you just don't even want to hear about it. Yeah, okay, so for my higher good. I know it's for my higher good, and I'm happy to be in my higher good. I'm starting to feel like yesterday and today with the quitting smoking marijuana, because I had quit before and then I started smoking in the evenings here and there. But it makes the whole. I remember when I was young, like marijuana wasn't my go-to. But when I was young, there was when I was in the army, when I was in the army, there was like 4 months that I had this boyfriend that had been my boyfriend before and that I had been totally in love with. And when I was like 15, and then we broke up and I was totally heartbroken. And then when I was in the army, he was already after army. And then we started seeing each other for about 4 months, and he was smoking a lot of weed. And so every weekend when I would go out of the army, I would go and I would smoke with him and go back to the army. And then afterwards, when I broke up with him, or I decided I didn't want to see him anymore, you see, that just goes to show. It just goes to show that time heals, time passes everything. And so then I remember, and before that I hadn't really been smoking weed. And after, I didn't have a draw to it. And I remember that after I quit smoking, after I broke up with him and I wasn't smoking weed anymore, I remember looking back at those 4 months, and they seemed like they were a haze to me. It seemed like I was in this different world. It was like I was in a cloud during the time that him and I were going out. This is my only cup of coffee today. Well, I think I'm going to have one more. I'll get Aviad out. I think I'll have a cup of coffee. But I'm not going to waste any of it, that's for sure. So, you see, when you take something into like small amounts, you also appreciate it more. If I have 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning, I'm sure I'm appreciating it. So I remember after those 4 months, ugh, I got down into the. So if anybody reads coffee, like in the mug. Anyway, so I remember feeling like those 4 months that I was in a total haze, and I was only smoking on the weekends. And so now that I decided that I'm doing a break, I'm quitting, I'm taking my life power back, and I can already feel the difference. Like yesterday and today, I feel, and if you guys are watching the videos, you might notice, I feel like I have a little bit more energy. I'm a little bit more alive. Um, I'm a little bit more excited about my life, maybe a little bit more focused, a little bit. So I'm thinking there's all these things that I've been wanting to do for months and months and months and years and months. And I think I'm just going to start doing them, like put out that alcoholic book. It's been 7 years. Just put it out. I'm a graphic designer. I've published books to Amazon before for other people. So I know how to do all of this. I know how to design a cover. I could design a cover, if I decided to do it just quick, and just put it out like without putting, the reason why I procrastinate over everything is because I have like this perfectionist thing. So then the thought of making a cover for a book, it's like, oh, I need to think of a concept. And it starts becoming like really heavy for me. But if I start looking at it just like, okay, let's get these projects out. Dack. I'm working on 2 other projects with my father. And I need to get those projects with my father done already. I'm working on a Galilee map with a GPS points on it for all the antiquity sites, and telling about all the different sites. They're Christian and Christian sites and Jewish sites. I had a bug. So anyway, I kind of feel like that. I kind of feel like you can run, but you can't hide from this journey. You can run. Like I was running yesterday. I put up that video yesterday. You see how we go back and forth on this freaking journey. Like one day I feel like I'm so weak, and the next day I feel like I'm so strong. And one of the things that I was feeling like is that the weaker I feel, it's like a loop, because when you feel weak, then you don't do things, and then it makes you feel even more weak. And when you take your power back, like even with this, like I was talking about yesterday about quitting smoking and quitting coffee, when you start taking your power back in little things, then you start feeling your power. So then you start wanting to take your power back in bigger things and bigger things and bigger things. I need to get my car fixed. I don't have money to get my car fixed. So maybe abracadabra. I'm going to take my car and get it fixed. I'm going to figure that one out. I feel like there's a whole bunch of things that I was talking about here that I didn't close off, and I'm already getting home pretty soon. So on the twin flame journey, so let me try to think of what I was talking about. I was talking about the story with the black mirror, and so that I think I pretty much was like he was throwing all of these different hooks out at me and then kicking me out the door. And I can feel that this separation is going to be maybe for a long run. Today also I have something to look forward to. I set up, I'm going to go meet my friend who he lives over here in the settlement. We've been trying to meet for a couple of times already. So I'm going to go and sit with him and visit him. And that is going to be fun. We were going out for a while, and he's really nice, super smart, super duper smart. And I enjoy his company much. So I'm kind of thinking that'll be fun. It's something to look forward to today. And I feel like there was other things that I didn't finish talking about all the way. Like I opened up different stories that I didn't finish, that I like cliffhangers. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at that and just go and do my thing. So I imagine I'll make more videos today because I'm pretty much going to be by myself. Well, my son is home, but he usually sleeps until he's 16, so he usually sleeps until the afternoon. So this is a good day. I'm happy to be in this day. So thank you for watching and subscribe. So I'm going to start saying that. Subscribe. Thank you.